Hello and welcome again to the manager's desk. I'm Evan Baltz, marketing technology leader, author, and team builder. Not long ago in a podcast, I discussed the myth of the player coach. You can check it out in the usual channels. But I've got another myth in mind today. Well, what is it? Bigfoot? Aliens? The Bermuda Triangle? By the way, whatever happened to the Bermuda Triangle? When I was a kid, it seemed like it was on every TV show, made some kind of a reference to it, and now no one ever talks about it. What's the deal with that? I think some of you won't agree with my characterization of this as a myth. You'll say, oh, but Evan, it's very real. Well, yes, it's real in the sense that there are many leaders who believe in this. In fact, some of you might think it's the most important aspect of your work life, but I'm going to explain why it isn't a real thing and it shouldn't be a real thing. It's the myth of managing up. Let me explain. Have you heard the phrase before, managing up? Have you heard it? Or maybe you've even said it yourself. So, first of all, let me just say this isn't about judging, it's about awareness and helping leaders improve. And without that that is the subtitle of my book, I want leaders to improve without losing your soul. Most organizations are structured pretty similarly, right? There are the people who do the work. In my world, that would be programmers and developers, and they do 90% of the work. Then there are managers and directors, those who hopefully help those who do the work and remove roadblocks and care for their day-to-day needs and ensure they have support and tools they need to do the work efficiently, etc. Then you have VPs who hopefully take care of the managers and directors and see that they have good goals and clear goals and support them towards those goals and that they have the resources they need to accomplish them. Then you have executive leaders who should be setting strategy and high-level goals and the overall roadmap of the organization, right? Isn't that essentially how most companies are structured? So here's where things, in my opinion, go wrong. When anyone above the doer group starts to believe that the people under them exist to serve their own needs. If I, as a manager, believe that my team's job is to serve me and do things that make me look good and appease me, we have a broken system. Same is true at every level. So if the VP demands of a director or a manager that they manage up rather than managing down, it's a sign of a broken system, a broken culture, one that is essentially driven by the concept that I am more important than you, and you must understand that and capitulate to my importance, right? So my question is, why would anybody want to work in a system like that? Well, I get that if you might like it because you like having people scurry around for you every day, you might actually enjoy that sense of power and control. But take a step back for just a second. How is that a healthy environment? It isn't. But we're successful, Evan. Are you? By what measure? By what metric? How do you know that you're successful? The way information flows in a company often gives a false perception on success. Here's how it works. If I, as a manager, ask my people for 3 bullet points a week on things I need to know, good, bad, or indifferent, you just tell me what you think is important for me to know. That's a good start, right? But here's what happens. What kind of a manager are you? You give the impression that you only want to hear the good because your team thinks that managing up means giving you positive information. Then you manage up by taking those 3 bullet points from 5 or 10 people and summarize those 15 to 30 bullets into just 3 for your director or VP. And you filter, so you tell your boss what sounds good. Then they manage up by doing the same for the C-suite leader. And by the time the chain is done, the CEO or the board only hears highly filtered items that at each step of the way have been predisposed to provide a positive outlook. The disconnect then between the doers and the executive leadership is miles from reality. Sometime watch the documentary on the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster and see how that works. What you think you know is likely not reality. So, how do you change the culture and the process? First, start by creating an environment where people manage down, not up. At each level, leaders should be serving those under them in the organizational chart, not the other way around. And create a reward system that only recognizes and promotes people who do this. Secondly, require that at each level there must be unfiltered access to information. Yes, you can summarize, but provide the real ground level information as you go along the way. As a VP, don't just take the word of your director, read what the ground level people said and evaluate it and see if the director interpreted it correctly. And did they do so for their own benefit or for the employee's benefit? And then thirdly, repeat those things at every level, every day, every week, every month, every year. I always tell my team members, hey, do not tell me what you think I want to hear. I give them the Tom Cruise speech from A Few Good Men. I want the truth, and I better be able to handle it. That's my job as a manager, as a leader. Ask for the truth. Listen to the truth. Respond and make decisions based on the truth. This is how you build a healthy culture. This is how your organization can separate itself from everyone else out there. Manage down, not up. Disagree? Let me know. You can interact with me on Instagram, X, or LinkedIn and watch all of these podcasts or listen to them, maybe in your car, YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music, Audible, and Apple Podcasts. Until next time, I'm Evan Baltz, and this has been The Manager's Desk.